मूल सिद्धांत है कि वरिष्ठता के लिए मेरिट को बढ़ावा देना चाहिए। चाहे वह एक कॉर्पोरेट बिजनेस या परिवार, मेरिट का निर्णय अनेकों मापदंडों से निर्धारित किया जा सकता है, जैसे आयु, शैक्षिक योग्यता और प्रोफेशन अनुभव। और सबसे अहम बात है कि जो व्यक्ति संकट या विपरीत परिस्थिति में अपने को और दूसरे को कितना शांत रख सकता है। माता पिता और ससुराल वालों के दिखाए जा रहे दोहरे मापदंड परिवारों में उथल पुथल पैदा कर रहे हैं, जो स्वयं हत्या, तलाक और बेचैन जीवन शैली का कारण बन रहे हैं। और इसलिए खुशहाल वैवाहिक जीवन का आनंद आजकल एक दुर्लभ संभावना बनता जा रहा है।
ध्यान दिया है कि हमारे समाज में कुछ पारिवारिक संबंध धीरे धीरे अदृश्य हो रहे हैं। पहले हर बच्चे के माता पिता के अलावा चाचा, ताऊ, बुआ, मामा, मौसी जैसे ढेरों रिश्तेदार हुआ करते थे, लेकिन अब ये सभी मानो विलुप्त प्रजाति होते जा रहे हैं। भारतीय परिवारों में रक्त के कुल 5 रिश्ते समाप्त होने की कगार पर हैं। 1-2 पीढ़ी बाद संभवतः ये सभी संग्रहालय में सजा दिए जाएंगे। केवल अंकल और आंटी बचेंगे। इसे इस तरह समझा जा सकता है, यदि किसी दंपत्ति के 2 पुत्र और 2 पुत्री हैं, तो उनके सभी 5 रिश्ते यानी ताऊ, चाचा, बुआ, मामा और मौसी होंगे। यदि 2 पुत्र हैं लेकिन पुत्री एक ही है, तो उनकी जो संतानें होंगी उनकी कोई मौसी नहीं होंगी। माँ के बाद बच्चों की कोई सबसे सगी महिला होती हैं, तो वो मौसी ही होती हैं। यदि किसी के 1 पुत्र और 2 पुत्री हैं, तो चाचा और ताऊ के रिश्ते नहीं होंगे। यदि 1 बेटी और 1 बेटा है, तो उनकी संतानों का न तो कोई चाचा होगा, न ताऊ, न मौसी। यदि 1 बेटा या 1 बेटी होती है, तो वो पूरी तरह से अकेला होगा। माता पिता के बाद उसका कोई रक्त संबंधी नहीं होगा। सिंगल चाइल्ड फैमिली को उनका निर्णय तीसरी पीढ़ी यानी जिनके वो दादा दादी होंगे बुरी तरह प्रभावित करेगा। उनका पौत्र या प्रपौत्र इस संसार में अकेला होगा। उसे अपने रक्त के रिश्ते की आवश्यकता होगी, तो इस पूरे ब्रह्मांड में उसका अपना कोई नहीं होगा। इसलिए दंपत्ति को सिंगल चाइल्ड के निर्णय पर गंभीरता से विचार करना चाहिए। ये न केवल हमारे बच्चों को एकाकी जीवन जीने को विवश करेगा, बल्कि हमारी हिंदू परिवार व्यवस्था को भी नष्ट कर देगा। पश्चिमी देशों में सिंगल चाइल्ड पॉलिसी भारत से पहले आरंभ हो गई थी। वहां पर इसके भयावह परिणाम सामने आने लगे हैं। ब्रिटिश विद्वान डेविड सेलबॉर्न ने एक पुस्तक लिखी है जिसका नाम है द लूजिंग बैटल विद इस्लाम। इसमें बताया गया है कि पश्चिमी समाज पर इस्लाम का अधिकार होता जा रहा है और इसका सबसे बड़ा कारण एक शक्तिशाली परिवार व्यवस्था का अभाव है। यूरोपीय देशों में परिवार नाम की संस्था लगभग समाप्त हो चुकी है। लोग विवाह करना पसंद नहीं करते। समलैंगिकता, अवैध संबंध, लिव इन रिलेशन जैसी कुरीतियां सामान्य बात हैं। उन समाजों में ऐसे बच्चों की संख्या बढ़ती जा रही है जिन्हें नहीं पता होता कि उनके पिता कौन हैं। बूढ़े माता पिता को घर में रखने को कोई तैयार नहीं। ओल्ड एज होम में उनका बुढ़ापा बीतता है। यूरोपीय देशों में आज राजनीतिक दल परिवार को बचाने का वादा अपने चुनावी घोषणा पत्र में करने लगे हैं। ऑस्ट्रेलिया में तो फैमिली फर्स्ट नाम से एक राजनीतिक दल भी बन गया है। पश्चिमी देशों के समाजशास्त्रियों की सबसे बड़ी चिंता यह है कि परिवार व्यवस्था को कैसे बचाया जाए। इस सब के लिए उनके पास यही सुझाव है कि 1 से अधिक बच्चे पैदा हों। अब यही चुनौती भारतीय समाज के सामने भी खड़ी होने जा रही है। क्या हम समय रहते सतर्क हो पाएंगे या हमारे साथ भी वही होगा जो पश्चिमी देशों के साथ हो रहा है?
तो कंक्लूजन में मैं ये कहना चाहूंगा सिन्हा साहब
जी।
कि ये जो जो ये विमेन्स एम्पावरमेंट का जो ये मुद्दा जो है, जो इश्यू जो है, या एक कहना चाहिए एक एवोल्यूशन है,
जी।
ये जो है ऑन गोइंग प्रोसेस है। ये ऐसा नहीं है कि चुटकी बजाई तो एक दिन से दूसरे दिन जो है वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट आ गया।
जी।
जो कंट्री के बेस पे जो अथॉरिटीज है, जो जुडिशरी है, उन्होंने लॉज तो बना दिए कि भाई मेन एंड वुमेन आर इक्वल, लेकिन क्योंकि उसको पॉलिटिसाइज किया गया था, तो पॉलिटिसाइज करने के चक्कर में क्या हुआ कि पेंडुलम जो है अब वो वुमेन की तरफ फेवरिंग ज्यादा हो गया, right? So the laws are made like this, that it is favoring the females more than the men, and that I think is a drawback in this society, in our Indian subcontinent. That is not a good thing which has happened, right? So what we want basically is that there has to be equality in true sense, so that you both the genders get a fair chance to have their own rights, to have a well-defined duties, etc., so that no gender feels कि भाई that I am exploited. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है, बिकॉज जब तक ये बैलेंस नहीं आएगा जुडिशरी की तरफ से पहले, और उसके बाद जो है फिर उसी को फॉलो करते जाएंगे जो वॉट एवर द सोसाइटल अथॉरिटीज आर देयर, द सोसाइटल स्टालवर्ड्स, the pillars of the societies are concerned, they will start following all this. So then slowly it will trickle down to the rural areas also. Urban, तो as I said, tier 1, tier 2 cities में तो I think it has happened to a large extent, but I think it is going to happen to tier 3, tier 4, and then of course the villages. So it's an ongoing process, and I think the women who are going through this process, who are in their 40s, 50s, even 60s, they are the ones who actually started this process, and they have faced the worst part because they saw that the younger women, they are getting away with a lot of exploitation, or rather they are avoiding a lot of exploitation, but they have been through that exploitation by the men, so they are naturally feeling bad, why the hell did we come to this generation? So nowadays, what has happened is that a lot of young women who are, let's say, in their 20s and early 30s, they feel that their entitlement has been established, and they are creating actually a lot of I won't say the noise, but they are creating a lot of uh, a little bit of disharmony also in the society, because the key here is because the women emancipation has gone at a much faster rate than the men developing on the same path. We are still believing in the way my mother was with my father, so I expect as a man that my wife should also behave the same way. But that's not going to happen anymore. So the women have become, no, we are equal. The man has to work in the house as much as I work outside the house and earn money. So that independence, the financial independence which has been granted by the society, by the private sector, by the government sector, has actually given that chance for the women, that the women empowerment has taken place. And as I said, it's an ongoing process. It's not going to. It's not like that. Chutki baja ke hoya. No, it's going to happen, and this will keep on happening. And I think the rate is getting faster and faster as far as the women empowerment is concerned. So
Thank
that will
you.
be my concluding.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Mr. Kaul, but may I take your time also for asking few more questions related to it? I feel I should ask few questions that you can answer very well and maybe very
Yeah.
useful also. I am of the view there are many negative fallout of women empowerment. You see, I was seeing a post in our WhatsApp group that after some point of time, when we will have one child per nuclear family, then that child would not have any blood relation all the time in his life. Now, women are not interested in babies also. Live in a relationship is also a very bad trend, I must say. And if intellect will not produce an intellect, then country, it is loss of the You see, intellectual property of the nation also. Beside that, Mr. Call, I feel we senior citizens need to play a very balanced role in making the life and married life very blissful of the younger generation. Where we are failing, this is also a very negative point. So, some awakening in this area is also required. What is your point of view? Just tell me.
See, I'll tell you one thing. As far as the societal evolution is concerned, nobody has been able to stop it. Nobody has been able to. Yeah, maybe a little bit slowdown has happened, but societal evolution keeps on happening everywhere in the world. It may be Timbuktu, it may be the New Delhi, it may be United States of America, it may be Japan, anywhere. The societal evolution just keeps on happening. And the societal evolution nowadays is that women are getting more and more empowered. They are asking, demanding, not asking, they're demanding actually more equality as far as their role in the society is concerned. And there is no stopping it. So that part is decided. Now the question is that what are the repercussions which have taken place because of women empowerment? The problem with women empowerment, the biggest problem I feel is the biological, which you cannot avoid. And nobody wants to discuss that, especially the news media. Don't want to discuss that because that is a decisive point. And once you discuss those things, then everything, all the arguments, all the hullabaloo, all the excitement, all the bravado just goes away from the window. And that is the biological difference between a man and a woman. A man cannot get pregnant. A woman can get pregnant. And for the srishti, for this creation to go on, a woman or rather women have to get pregnant and they have to produce children. Because the day they say, no, I don't want to have any children, then the whole srishti, the whole creation will come to an end. The human race will be extinct. So this is so decisive that there cannot be any argument against it. All right. So then what happens is that the women will say, okay, fine, I'm pregnant now. So what are the facilities the society or the nation is giving me for carrying this burden? Because this burden is not only for me, it's not only for my husband or for Dada Dadi or no. This burden I'm carrying for the whole nation.
Yes.
Not only for the whole nation, I'm carrying it for the whole world.
Yes.
For the creation to continue. I'm doing God's work.
Yes.
There's nothing short of that.
Yes.
But are we giving that facility to the women? No, we are not. If the women are working at the working place, they have to work the same way as any other women or any other man. Do our companies, do our private sector or the corporate sector or the public sector, do they have those kind of facilities where they can say, okay, you don't feel like working right now, go and lie down. You're feeling tired, go and lie down. I'll give you some coffee or I'll give you some tea or I'll give you some milk or whatever else she is needing. I'll give you that. So relax. No. She gets also the same deadline. She also gets the same target. She gets all this thing that this job has to be finished before this date, etc., etc. So where are you then? So it is both for the males, for the authorities, for the nation, for the politicians to open their eyes that women are carrying children not for herself only, not for her husband's sake only. It is for the sake of the nation and for the sake of the whole world. And if that is to be done, then that woman is to be taken care of. and there has to be some decisive laws, if possible, or there have to be something, some benefits given. Which, for example, in Scandinavian countries, she gets a 6 month paternity, what do you call it, the leave, the pregnancy leave. All right, 2 months before the delivery, and then 4 months after the delivery. She gets 6 months paid leave. I don't know whether that is happening in India. Maybe one or two companies may be doing this, but maybe not. So those are the things we have to focus on, because it has much longer. I can of course keep on talking about these things, but this is very important, because this child who is going to be born out of this woman has the future, which is decided by how the pregnancy duration has gone. Do you know in Israel, the women who are pregnant, they are taken care of from all sides. The husband plays beautiful music for her. He cooks for her. Whatever she desires, it is all fulfilled. She's kept in good humor, taken to good movies, where there's a lot of humor and things like that. And look at where the society is. They're the Jews are the maximum Nobel laureates. The maximum amount of innovation is taking place in Israel. Why? Because they take care of their pregnant women. We don't. So that is where the problem is, that it is not, as I said earlier, it's not burden only on the women. The burden is all over the globe. Everybody has to pitch in and try to talk about these things, and you will see how the country, of course, it's a long run thing. It's not going to happen like this with a snap of fingers, that this is going to happen and then suddenly India will thrive. No, this will happen slowly and steadily, and I think this has to trickle down to the rural areas also.
Well, sir, thank you very much. But I want to point out to you that right of equality, you have been working in corporate houses or in any system. Boss decision regarding who should be the boss is of prime importance. And this your right of equality among men and women destabilize the system. Please educate our viewers in this regard.
See, getting a promotion, getting a raise, getting it has to be the merit. As far as the corporate is concerned, as far as any working organization is concerned, the gender does not decide anything.
Right, right.
The gender does not decide anything. What decides is the ability you have, the kind of qualifications you have, the kind of leadership qualities you have, the kind of your management systems you have, all in your head. If a woman, and I see, for example, beautiful leadership qualities in Smriti Irani as a minister, fantastic. Or Nirmala Sitharaman, she has a very good management ability, and she is an expert. See, there's a lot of, as far as finances are concerned, people don't understand how tough a job she has, and she has created a kind of a economic balance in India, so that India is able to thrive despite there is a recession everywhere in the world. China is in dumps. The United States is in dumps. Europe is in dumps. Everywhere, all the big economies, they are dumps, and India is thriving at 6.5% GDP growth. So what I'm trying to say is that the gender should not decide, because what happens is that a lot of male CEOs, managing directors, general managers, whatever else the top position they are having, they have a bias against the females. And they see whenever there is a two candidates and there is a male and there is a female, and if both are equally qualified, who do you think they will choose? They will choose the male.
No, it is not necessary, Mr. Call. I must tell you, you have diverted the
No,
topic.
no, I'm not. Listen,
I,
listen. No.
I,
Wait.
sir,
I'm not talking about individual cases. I'm
yes,
talking about if the top boss is biased. I
yes,
said
yes.
if the top boss is biased, then between the equal qualification, equal ability, and everything, he will tend to choose the male boss and
That is
not the female. If
that is
he's biased, if he's
that is
not biased,
yes.
maybe then he will see some other good qualities. I don't know, a lot of other things also which he has to look into, and he may choose the female contender also.
That is true, Mr. Call. You have rightly said everything. But my point was little bit diverted because a family is also a like an industry, a corporate house, where you see if a wife is very intelligent, she should lead. Or otherwise, whosoever has the merit should be on the top. He should be listened. What do you feel regarding this?
See, here again, I don't think there is a as far as husband-wife relationship is concerned, it is different than corporate. It's very different than corporate. First of all, that if both are reasonable people, that is the husband as well as the wife, if both are reasonable, then the husband will allow the women to be boss in certain circumstances, and the women will allow the men to be boss in some other circumstances. Right? For example, in our household, I mean, I don't keep it as a secret. It's very, very simple. There are a lot of things, social things, where I tell my wife, कि पायल देख लो भाई जैसे तुमको ठीक लगता है. I don't interfere at all in any. वो कहती हाँ उसको present देना है, okay, we give the present. वो कहती नहीं इसको present नहीं देना, इसको ये देना, इसको फलाना देना. I accept it wholeheartedly. I don't discuss that at all. But as far as the finances are concerned, where we have to make decisions about where we want to invest and what mutual funds, what equity, what this and that, what we have to buy, there I'm the boss. As simple as that. I tell her, okay, listen, put your money here, put your money there, etc., etc. And that partnership is working beautifully.
That is good,
The
Mr.
problem comes in the immature minds because the male or the female feels that okay, I should be the boss in everything. Whether you have the capability or not,
Right,
that's not the matter. That's not the question.
right.
So that is where the problem.
Another pertinent question which I wanted to ask you, Mr. Call, is this that generally women um, behavior towards their daughter and daughter-in-law is different. I feel we, the parents of the children, are responsible that our children are running away from the marriages because they say they have seen that it has not been a very pleasant married life to our parents. So they want it should be a stopgap arrangement. They believe in live in a relationship, and many marriages are broken because of faulty mindset of the parents-in-law. What do you feel regarding this? Please elaborate.
No, nobody's at fault. See, my starting point will be always optimistic. We have to be optimistic about this world. You cannot be pessimistic and blame somebody. नहीं जी, इसकी गलती है, उसकी गलती है. No, you can't do that. Because the moment you start saying, blaming each and everybody else, or yourself for that matter also, then the problem will not be solved. You have to have an overall outlook as far as this part of the society is concerned. Of course, daughter-in-law and daughter, they are two different entities. Your daughter-in-law is not going to behave the same way as your daughter behaved with you. She is not going to be. Accept that fact.
It is not always true. I tell you.
It will not happen.
No, it is
It
not.
will not happen.
No,
Because the simple fact is that as far as the daughter is concerned, you have seen her all her life, right from the day she was a little baby. So that kind of emotional connect you have with your daughter, how can you have with a daughter-in-law? There's no way. You may pretend or you may put a camouflage on your eyes कि नहीं भाई हमारी बहू तो हमारी बेटी की तरह है. That is all sorry to say BS, because that doesn't hold water at all. I will be absolutely frank and blunt with you. That argument does not hold any water. She is your daughter-in-law, so treat her as a daughter-in-law. And the treatment is accept whatever she is saying and talk to her what is not acceptable to you. And she should talk to you what is not acceptable to her. And then come to a middle ground. And then above all, love her. Not as a daughter, but as a daughter-in-law. जैसे अगर वो, I'll give you one simple example. If the daughter-in-law is cooking something, what the mother-in-law could go and put her hand on her head or something like that. That oh, you are working very hard. Come on, let me give you a helping hand or something. A small gesture like that is going a long way in creating a good image in the daughter-in-law's eyes, that this is what my mother-in-law is all about, that she cares. So the caring has to come first. Then the love will develop, but not like daughter. No, that because the moment you start saying कि नहीं जी हमारी बहू जो है वो तो बिल्कुल बेटी की तरह है, then your expectations become the same way as you had the expectations with your daughter. भाई डॉटर तो आपके लिए आपकी जान दे देगी, भगवान बचाए. डॉटर जो है आपके लिए जान दे देगी, लेकिन डॉटर इन लॉ नहीं देगी जान. क्यों नहीं देगी? बिकॉज शी इज नॉट योर डॉटर. इज दैट सिंपल एज दैट.
Paul sir, I may
आपको जो है एक रिलेशनशिप बढ़ाना पड़ेगा अपनी डॉटर इन लॉ के लिए. सो दैट इज माय मैसेज टू द पीपल हु आर स्ट्रगलिंग विद these issues.
Paul sir, I beg to differ. Many people to whom I have discussed this topic have been saying that daughter-in-law should be considered more than a daughter when your son get married. Your son is a son till he is not married. Likewise, your daughter is not your daughter, your son-in-law is a son. That is the principle. Many people are very, very successful in this concept, and this concept needs to be promoted. We are talking about right of equality and empowerment. If you will say like this, that daughter-in-law will remain a daughter, son-in-law will never be your son, it is not true. Friendship matters a lot. A friend can do a lot for his co-friend. Likewise, problem and lacuna with the women folk is this, that they respect their elder brother and younger brothers equally. But when it comes to husband, they feel like he is a duffer. That is the problem. We need to have some flag bearer among women, because they will not listen to the man. Some reforms and some type of campaign among women should start to show the right path if you want a peaceful, blissful life for the younger generation. What do you feel? After this, I would like to close. Thank you.
See, I'll see you didn't hear my whole message. I said you have to start with the understanding and care. Later on, you develop that kind of bonding which you have with your daughter or your son. That's a different aspect. If that happens, that's a great thing. Of course, I'm not opposing that. See, that is where you took me totally wrongly. But if you start day one, the daughter-in-law comes in your household, and you start treating her, expecting her from her as your daughter, then I think things can go wrong. Again, I'm not talking about individual cases because there will be always some exceptions. So let's not go into exceptional cases. Ki, haan, we have seen some cases where this thing is going very well and all that. Of course, it can happen. But those cases are very rare. And especially nowadays, when the younger women have become so, what should I say, empowered, or they have more sense of equality and things like that, I think today the mother-in-laws are finding it difficult to deal with these kind of females who are much more uh, emancipated than what their peers were, let's say 10 years back or 20 years. तो जो आप कह रहे हैं मैं उसको निगेट नहीं कर रहा हूं दैट मे बी हैपनिंग एंड देयर विल बी सम केसेस वेयर थिंग्स आर very very well done but that is not the rule those are the exceptions so concluding the whole thing I would say that the societal problems which you are mentioning here are bound to happen. The thing is that the more information which will be going out, and not the TV news debates which happen, and they are shout matches. They don't give any information. They don't give any kind of solace to the society. They don't give any kind of any kind of peace, mental peace to the people who are listening to their programs. And that is what is actually creating more and more and more disharmony in our society. But if we can start with some information campaign and where we can tell people that, listen, there is a way out to all these disharmonious relationship between the brothers, between the sisters, between the daughters, between the daughter-in-laws, sons-in-laws, and cha-cha tau, or all those relationship where you have some kind of disharmony, there is a solution. And the solution is more and more and more information. And that is, Mr. Sinha, that is what we should be working towards. And I hope we'll create more programs which will be more informative for the society in general so that our message reaches all the viewers, more and more viewers, they can understand that, okay, this is the way forward. And if you want to live a peaceful and blissful life, as you are saying, then I think a lot of information is to be given to the people, and we have to get them away from these TV shouting matches, which they call as debates. They are not debates; they are shouting matches because the anchors never conclude anything afterwards. They just leave it at that because their time is over, their TRP is going skyrocketing, and then they stop, and people are confused what is right and what is wrong because nobody knows that. The anchors are not sure what the message they should be sending across. I think that is where, Sena Sahab, we have to work together and get that message across to all the people in India, and that will be our mission.
So, welcome back, Shubhi. That day you very well put up your point of view on the subject. Even then, if you feel you are missing something, you have missed something, please tell that before I ask or add any point further to that.
Yes. Hello, good evening, everyone.
Yes.
So basically, we were actually talking about women empowerment.
Yes.
Which is again a very, very important topic to be discussed. And so the main point that I want to actually bring out today, that if we are talking about women, so let us take it from the root level one. Who created woman? Woman is being created by God.
Yes.
God has created both women and men.
Yes.
But we are nobody as a society. We are the ones who segregated the duties between men and women,
Right.
which is not correct at a certain level.
Yes.
So when we are the creation, when woman is the creation of God,
Yes.
they should be equal to the men, because because God is not actually deciding whom he should be, making a man or a woman, right?
Right. Okay.
So we actually, the society actually did this according to their convenience. They actually segregated some responsibilities. उन्होंने कुछ responsibilities men को दी और कुछ women को दी, and they actually told कि these are things to be followed, because एक natural ecosystem में जब हम होते हैं, we have to follow certain rules.
Right.
So that is why what happened. Uh, So, what is main requirement? Our main requirement is that we should not pretend. We should be natural. We need each other in the same manner, and have to be a good support for each other, whether it's a man or a woman, because we are living in a nature, we are living in an ecosystem, so we have to keep a balance.
Right.
So, what a man can do and woman cannot do, this is not the question. The question is that there needs to be a balance in the society where everybody works for each other.
Right.
So according to me, this is something really very, very important. First of all, when we are talking about women empowerment, we should be clear on the terms that either we are talking of urban sector or rural sector. So rural sector में definitely अभी भी बहुत problems हैं, and people are not aware कि the ladies can also be equal, they can contribute equally to the society. So वो problems हैं. I think there need to be awareness programs, and the society issues can be brought by the people who are working in NGOs, जो local bodies के साथ work कर रहे हैं. They have to actually come forward and work with these महिला पंचायत और इस तरह की जो societies होती है, village level पे, hamlet हो गया, village हो गया, इस level पे जाके, उनके root level पे हमें जाके, वहां जाके we should make people more aware, और awareness आ रही है because social media and mobile, laptop, these things have actually started reaching the villages. पहले there was no electricity, तो लोगों के पास laptops भी नहीं थे. अभी धीरे धीरे coming, but अब होता क्या है कि हम उसको मिसयूज करने लगते हैं. अगर हमारे पास लैपटॉप है, the young generation जो उन्हें अच्छी बातें सीखनी चाहिए, they are getting into bad habits of of misutilizing the what they have actually been given. So एक अवेयरनेस डेफिनेटली जरूरी है, बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. और when it comes to definitely the urban sector, then definitely I must say that India में lots and lot of middle class, upper middle class, and though those are the working force, the women who are in this society, she goes in the morning, comes exactly when her husband is also reaching home, and both are working day and night, and helping, giving a helping hand in progressive India. And that is why your new India is, we talk about new India. तो न्यू इंडिया कुछ नहीं है. न्यू इंडिया इज समथिंग जब आप मिलजुल कर काम कर रहे हैं फॉर द सोसाइटी. So I think that is the thing. Like अब हम बात करते हैं कि the women are becoming very, very dominating these days. So what I want to say is that strong women, अगर हम बात करें, a strong woman will never have attitudes. She will always try to actually uplift their juniors. तो वो जिस सोसाइटी की बात करते हैं, जहां हम कहते हैं कि लेडीज बहुत ज्यादा डोमिनेटिंग हो रही हैं, या फिर यू आर एक्चुअली ट्राइंग टू गेट रिड ऑफ देम, सो दो दैट इज वेरी लेस इन नंबर. लेकिन जिसे हम कहते हैं कि उस वाले लेवल में हम ज्यादा बात करते हैं, बिकॉज दैट बिकम्स अ टॉपिक फॉर द मैगजीन्स, फॉर द हाईलाइट, इट बिकम्स फॉर द न्यूज़पेपर, फॉर द मीडिया, कि ये बातें हम ज्यादा करते हैं. but we don't talk about the strong women. और आज हम चाहेंगे कि हम आज बिकॉज आपके महाभारती के चैनल के माध्यम से हम चाहेंगे कि लोगों में ये अवेयरनेस आए कि इंडिया में रहते हुए भी लोगों ने बहुत किया है. द लेडीज हु हैव रियली वर्क वेरी much for the society, and those were the strong ladies who were actually very well educated. They were strong from within, and the most important thing is that unki willpower bahut strong hai. So today I would like to discuss about few ladies as well, जिसमें से हम अगर लेते हैं तो what comes to our mind actually is Mrs. Sudha Murthy.
Yes.
That day also we discussed about her. And can you imagine in the engineering college, as she tells, there was no other girl present. And I think it was in 1960s. We were living in independent India, but still people had not been actually sending their girl child for going for such a high engineering courses, but higher education. They used to think कि चलो 12th हो गया, BSc हो गई, and I think that is more than enough, and now you settle down. But in 60s, if she can take a step forward and she can write to the Tatas and she can ask why the girl child is not being given the same right as the male member. So I think there is some revolutionary thing that happened. और कभी भी जब सोसाइटी हमारा हम बनाते हैं तो it always evolve. It never happens. No idea actually flourishes in a day or two. It always evolves. और इवॉल्विंग का मतलब है जो चीज उन्होंने लाई उसके बाद धीरे धीरे लोगों के मन में अवेयरनेस आई कि यस, if we are sending our boys, then why not our girls? And इसी तरीके से धीरे धीरे now I think we are the ones who are taking the advantage of the education that has been done by, तो किसी ने तो स्टेप उठाया उसके लिए.
शुभी जी, आपने जो कुछ बताया मैं उससे सहमत हूँ.
सर शुभी.
हाँ, yes, right, no issue. What I wanted to say is, word empowerment is a very good word. Empowering is a thing, is a tool or a process by which you improve a person. And that person can be poor person also, a weaker person also, or female also, or even males also.
Right.
Or who have some weaknesses, or inbuilt weaknesses or by birth weaknesses. We need to empower everyone. But empowering out of turn, like you are finding in our political system, लालू जी का परिवार एम्पावर हो गया तो वो अपना ही देखता है, बाकी लोगों का देखता ही नहीं. तो ये तो पॉलिटिक्स है. चलिए, मगर महिलाओं में, पढ़ी लिखी महिलाओं, आपने ये कहा कि मैं मानता हूँ कि 80-90% वुमेन्स को अभी भी काफ़ी हैरेसमेंट है और प्रॉब्लम है. और मगर प्रॉब्लम ये भी है थोड़ी सी कि भाई इंटेलेक्ट का तो आपको रेस्पेक्ट करनी पड़ेगी ना, अपने से बड़े की रेस्पेक्ट तो करनी पड़ेगी ना. और जब एक लड़की अपने भाई की, छोटे भाई की भी रेस्पेक्ट कर सकती है, उसकी केयर कर सकती है, तो ऐसा क्यों होता है पढ़ी लिखी महिलाओं में भी कि शादी के बाद दे फील के राइट ऑफ इक्वलिटी है. राइट ऑफ इक्वलिटी तो मेरिट के हिसाब से ही हो सकती है, इंटेलेक्ट के हिसाब से ही हो सकती है, और उसका ऑनर किया जाना चाहिए. और either two can be a leading force to decide. And जैसा मिस्टर कॉल ने कहा कि भाई घर की चीज़ों में मैं शी इज़ माई बॉस, माई वाइफ, एंड जो फाइनेंशियल मैटर में आई एम द बॉस. मगर कभी कभी ऐसा भी होता है कि भाई एम्पावरमेंट का मतलब लोग ये समझते हैं, मिसयूज करते हैं ना. ये मिसयूज नहीं होना चाहिए और मिसयूज हो रहा है, और एम्पावरमेंट वर्ड को बदनाम किया जा रहा है. एम्पावरमेंट किया जाता है इसलिए कि आप सशक्तिकरण करते हैं, इम्प्रूवमेंट करते हैं. वो उसमें राइट ऑफ इक्वलिटी तो देखिए, आप किसी कॉर्पोरेट हाउस में काम कर रही हैं, तो अगर लड़का अच्छा करेगा तो वही विल गेट प्रमोशन, लड़की अच्छी करेगी शी विल गेट प्रमोशन। मगर अगर आपका घर का माहौल पीसफुल नहीं रहेगा तो आप ना ऑफिस में काम कर पाएंगे, ना अपने बिजनेस में काम कर पाएंगे, कहीं नहीं काम कर पाएंगे। वो हार्मोनी जितनी पढ़े लिखे समाज में होनी चाहिए, इसमें भी डिटोरेशन। जितने भी एलाइट ग्रुप्स हैं या एलाइट फैमिलीज हैं या सेलिब्रिटीज हैं, सब जगह प्रॉब्लम। और ये फॉल्स सेंस ऑफ ईगो इज नॉट गुड। और इसमें मेरा कहना ये था कि कुछ महिलाओं को विशल ब्लोअर की तरह से आगे आना पड़ेगा और उन्हें कहना पड़ेगा, भाई लुक दिस इज नॉट गुड। जैसे कि मैंने कहा, वो एक लड़की होती है जो किसी की माँ होती है और किसी की सास होती है। वो रोल डिफरेंट कर देती हैं। जनरली मेल्स में ये प्रॉब्लम नहीं पाई जाती है कि दे आर एबल टू हैंडल देयर डॉटर इन लॉ like a daughter very well. But in general, this problem is among women. And that, I suppose, is because of a lack of merit in those women. Generally, अगर महिलाएं ऐसा कुछ कर रही हैं, इल ट्रीट कर रही हैं अपनी डॉटर इन लॉ के साथ, कि कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लगता है कि उनको जरूरत से ज्यादा ईगो है इस बात का कि हमारा एम्पावरमेंट हो गया है और हम तो अपने हस्बैंड से भी बेटर हैं, और ना हस्बैंड की सुनेंगे ना बहू की सुनेंगे। ये समस्या है।
यस सर, आप ये चीज नोट करिए, जिस अभी हम जिसकी बात कर रहे हैं, द इफ यू आर टॉकिंग ऑफ mother-in-law, she belongs to the era when she has not studied in she is not that learned, and she has not studied it till higher education. She has not taken higher education. तो अब होता क्या है, वहां होता है competition. So that is, the competition should never be there. It should be a positive competition. अब आप you cannot say कि अगर the wife, if your daughter-in-law is coming at 8 o'clock, only daughter-in-law should go in the kitchen and the boy should not go in the kitchen. That's a wrong concept, I believe. अगर दोनों ने काम उतना ही बराबर किया है तो दोनों उतना ही थक के आए हैं, दोनों को उतना ही राइट है रेस्ट करने का। बट यूजुअली ये हमारी मेंटालिटी नहीं होती। So काफी परिवारों में अभी लॉट ऑफ चेंजेस आर कमिंग नाउ व्हेन यू रियलाइज कि जब आपको रियलाइज होने लगा कि आपके डॉटर इन लॉ एंड योर सन डजंट वांट टू स्टे विद यू,
यस,
सो देन यू रियलाइज दैट कि तब आपको लगा देयर इज डेफिनेटली दिस इज अ सोसाइटल प्रॉब्लम। और इसीलिए बच्चे क्या होते हैं आजकल, जॉब मिलते ही दे वांट टू रन अवे फ्रॉम द पेरेंट्स। एंड दिस इज द इशू। अगर दोनों अंडरस्टैंडिंग रखें तो आप सोचिए कितना अच्छा सोसाइटी बनेगा, जहां अब बड़े लोग बच्चों की हेल्प करेंगे और बच्चे बड़ों की हेल्प करेंगे। सो जिस हार्मनी की हम बात कर रहे हैं, दैट कम्स ओनली व्हेन the mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law are actually keeping a balance, और दोनों एक दूसरे के साथ रेडी है टू एडजस्ट।
नहीं, आपने बहुत सही पॉइंट कहा, मगर मेरा पॉइंट सिर्फ ये है, देखिए जो बच्चे दोनों बढ़िया जॉब कर रहे हैं और जॉब करते हैं, वो शेयर भी करते हैं ड्यूटी, उनको प्रॉब्लम नहीं होती है। प्रॉब्लम वहाँ होती है जहाँ की आउट ऑफ टर्न एम्पावरमेंट का कंसेप्ट आ जाता है दिमाग में, और वहाँ प्रॉब्लम शुरू होती है। वो जो रेस्पेक्ट मेरिट की जो होनी चाहिए, अगर कदर ऑफिस में नहीं होगी, आपके बिजनेस में नहीं होगी या घर में नहीं होगी, तो घर भी डूबेगा और सिस्टम भी बैठेगा। ये समस्या है। तो मेरा मानना यह है कि कोई पैरामीटर इस तरह के होने चाहिए जिससे कि ये भाई 19-20 तो चल सकता है, कभी कभी 10-20 भी हो जाता है, एंड आइदर वे इट इज करेक्ट। तो चिंतन की जरूरत इस विषय में थोड़ी सी है, और बाकी तो कोशिश हो ही रही है कि भाई चाहे पहलवानी हो चाहे स्पेस हो, हर जगह वुमेन्स आर डूइंग अ वेरी नाइस जॉब एंड सिंसियर भी होती हैं, मगर वाइस वर्सा इज आल्सो ट्रू।
राइट।
प्रॉब्लम है आजकल ये जो मैं देख रहा था, कुछ फैमिलीज में बात करो तो वो कहती हैं कि साहब ऐसा है कि जब आप हमारे घर जाएंगे हैं तो आपको उसी तरह का सेवा करनी पड़ेगी, चाहे बर्तन साफ करने के आए तो ससुराल में भी लड़का करे, और घर में भी तो वो करते ही करता है, और मैं आपके घर जाऊंगी तो फिर भाई ड्यूटी हम लोगों की बिल्कुल बराबर की होनी चाहिए। तो उसमें कोई बुराई नहीं है वैसे तो, चाहे किसी को बना के देना है, किसी की हेल्प करना, आपका स्पेयर टाइम है, वन शुड एंजॉय। मगर एक कंडीशन लगाना इस तरह की, वो चीज़ें ठीक नहीं होती हैं। इससे थोड़ा सा शांति भंग होती है, और इसकी अवेयरनेस की भी ज़रूरत है। एम्पावरमेंट तो ठीक है, इसके बारे में मैं जानना चाहूँगा कि किस तरह से इसमें इम्प्रूवमेंट लाया जा सकता है फ्रॉम ए माइंड ऑफ ए educated girl, an experienced girl like you, because you are also mother of two daughters. So you must be able to give some final point on this, and then we will close. Thank you.
Right. So, sir, actually, the best thing what I want to say is that this is something like being a mother of two girls, definitely. I have never seen any difference between boy and a girl.
Right, right. Yes.
So the thing is that बच्चे उतने ही ज़्यादा sensitive हैं, उतने ही ज़्यादा समझदार हैं. In fact, girls are much more understanding these days. And इसका effect है because of education. Mother is also educated, grandmother is also educated, both the girls are. So basically हम जो तीनों generations हैं उसमें education हमारे flow कर रही है. जब एजुकेशन फ्लो करेगी तो आदमी समझ पाएगा कि ये चीज मेरे लिए ठीक है और ये मेरे लिए गलत. एंड दिस इज नॉट बिकॉज कि they will behave different with the mother or they will behave different with their mother-in-law. They have to have their own say. They should know what is right and what is wrong. आजकल जब हम एजुकेशन की बात करते हैं हम बच्चों को सिखाते हैं you speak for yourself when it is right and you speak for yourself when it is wrong for others also. तो हमें सोसाइटी को ऐसे डेवलप करना है जिसमें बच्चे को पता रहे कि क्या चीज हमारे लिए अच्छी है और क्या चीज हमारे लिए गलत. अब इसमें बॉय एंड गर्ल आई थिंक डोंट थिंक कि जेंडर एवर प्लेड एनी रोल. जो शॉविनिज्म हमारे सोसाइटी में था अब वो धीरे धीरे लोग भी अवेयर होते जा रहे हैं, समझ रहे हैं कि वुमेन हैज टू कम फॉरवर्ड और आए हैं. if we talk about अपने IPS first IPS woman अपनी किरण बेदी, so you can just imagine UPSC exam with first IPS and the police service जो कि इतनी dangerous, इतनी is not simple, basically it's not such a simple work उसका कितना ज्यादा problematic हो सकता है, लेकिन she just proved herself. She was such a strong woman that, and that is because of her willpower and the family support that she gets. In the same manner, जब आप, if you remember, जब हम लोग छोटे थे in 60s and in 70s 80s, हमारे हिंदी पेपर में there was always एक essay आता था which was on अबला नारी, या फिर उसका टॉपिक होता था कि नारी जिसको एक बहुत ही you imagine like that she cannot do anything, she is not a successful woman, she is always under some pressure, she is always under some stress. इस तरह की सोसाइटी का डेवलपमेंट का क्या मतलब था? देयर वाज नो डेवलप, उस टाइम हम डेवलप हो रहे थे एंड दैट वाज द टाइम व्हेन यू टेल योर चिल्ड्रन दैट यू कैन आल्सो डू इट, इफ अदर्स कैन डू इट व्हाई नॉट यू. लेकिन हम क्या करते थे, हमारे पास हिंदी का ऐसे आता था अबला नारी, एंड आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर वन कोट आई वुड लाइक टू एक्चुअली टेल. मैंने हिंदी के ऐसे में एक कोट लिख के आई थी, नारी को अबला कहने वालों सबलता उसकी तुमने देखी नहीं, वह क्षेत्र कौन सा है जहां नारी पहुंच सकती नहीं. एंड आई रिमेम्बर माय हिंदी टीचर ऑलवेज यूज्ड टू से कि इस तरह के कोट्स अगर आप लिखेंगे तो आपको मार्क्स मिलेंगे, अगर आप इस तरह के कोट्स नहीं डालेंगे, या इफ यू डोंट राइट इन अ वेरी वेरी लेंदी मैनर, यू विल नॉट गेट गुड मार्क्स. सो हमारी जब सोसाइटी जब बन रही थी, तब हमें ये सिखाया जाता था कि गर्ल्स आर ऑलवेज अंडर सम फोर्स. लेकिन जैसे जैसे एजुकेशन बढ़ती चली गई, हमें रियलाइज हुआ कि everybody is equal. Only thing which is required is to keep a balance. And I always try to say that children should be healthy. Children should acquire the same competence जो सबको मिल रहा है. They should also acquire. Then it is their efforts and that make them perfect person. So they should have the ability to be good individual. They should have the ability to succeed. And uske liye everybody is now at the equal level. When you're talking of urban class, definitely rural classes के साथ आज भी work करने की जरूरत है, लोगों को aware कराने की जरूरत है, because हम एक society में रहते हैं जहां हमें अपने around सब कुछ अच्छा ही दिखता है. But उन classes का क्या जहां there is such a problem still there. And अगर आप NGOs और अगर आप social sciences या Tata, this is also working I think in the same field. अगर आप उनके इश्यूज समझेंगे तब आपको रियलाइज होगा कि अभी भी देयर इज लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंस बिटवीन मेल एंड अ फीमेल जेंडर. सो वो सब ठीक हो जाएगा विद टाइम, बट उसके लिए व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड, ब्रेव वुमेन, स्ट्रॉन्ग वुमेन, अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग मेंटल स्टेट में जब लेडी होती है तो वो शी कैन वर्क बेटर for the society, and she is the one who is actually navigating her family. So जो door होती है वो after all women के ऊपर ही होती है. Men is actually working from morning till the night is coming. And if you talk about a woman who is a homemaker also, she's also working 365 days into 24 hours. She's also not less than the woman who is working outside. She's actually the one who is building the society and building the India, because she is raising the children in this manner that they should be confident, independent children. और अगर आप इतना कर पा रहे हैं अपनी सोसाइटी के लिए, और अगर ये इस एम से सभी काम करेंगे, तो डेफिनेटली द डे इज नॉट फार अवे व्हेन इंडिया विल बी प्रोग्रेसिव इंडिया. एंड तभी हमारे कितने स्लोगन्स में भी होता है कि लड़की को पढ़ाओ.
Okay, thank you, Shivi. Shuvi, we had a nice discussion, but problem here is we could not conclude, we could not recommend a firm guideline. Only slogan saying women empowerment will not work. There should be some thumb rules for running the system with better harmony. Nobody has any doubt regarding equality. Equality is not an issue. Everyone is going to accept and has accepted both are equal. But point is this, until you integrate merit in decision making, like you do in any corporate house, if it is not followed in, families, and then things will not improve. That is the main area, thirst area. You tell about bravery and boldness. So that boldness and bravery is required through a very intelligent woman. If it is otherwise through some negativity and with the negative woman, then it will be a problem to the family and the society as well. So preaching something good, not caring for the family. Generally, what is the tendency among girls? They are not interested in having any child or anything unless they are very well settled in life, and it gets very late also. And unfortunately or fortunately, it is their duty also, and at the right age and right decision should be taken. And if people will keep on having only one slogan that we have to enjoy life, they will smoke also, they will drink also, they will have live-in relationship also, and they will have many type of love jihad, and they will fall in many type of problems also. So what I mean is, liberty or equality in the negative direction is not desired. Something is to be done to curb this. That is my worry of concern. And we will be discussing these points, how to improve this in our next session. So I
Right.
must thank you. And if any point further you want to add, you can add. Thank you.
This is Mabharti Dream Project clubbing total transparency, database management, and artificial intelligence, and for this team Mabharti is trying to conceive and deliver an app Elokpal.